Drakewell Museum and Park here in Titusville, Pennsylvania. And what you have standing right before us is the replica of the Drake. And this is what Colonel Edward Drake used to drill oil. So we're going to take a quick walk over. It was a downpour rain here a little bit ago with a little bit of hail. So try to get the outside shots here when we can. You can kind of look over the park. And we'll head inside the Drake here. This is the inside. Now, I don't remember even Colonel Drake would have drunk a Monster drink, a can of Monster drink sitting there. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But yeah, I've been in this place many years ago, and it looks a lot different. It's the world's first oil well. It was on this site in August 1859. Edward L. Drake, an agent of the Seneca Oil Company, struck a shallow oil deposit 69.5 feet. Here it says, on this site in August 1859, Edward L. Drake, an agent, the Seneca Oil Company, struck the shallow oil deposit 69.5 feet below the surface and began an industry that changed the world. So we'll take a walk through here. Look there. Looks like that might be some oil sludge. And look at the very top. Inside of Drake. Yeah. Kind of outlook of the park here. So we'll head back through inside of the Drake. They had a few of these put up back in the day. So Titusville, Pennsylvania is where the oil was first drilled in August of 1859. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? I don't know if you can get on that side or not. Step over here. Well, I just want to try to get what I can now. Yeah, they have it chained up. Okay. They're going to return at 12:05. I'm not sure what that is. So, okay. Well, we're going to head inside of the museum. So we're going to do that. Okay, we have a gentleman here who's going to run this for us. So we're going to watch this.
Got to keep a rail between us because everything over here is hot.
Oh, okay.
Most of this pipe is 200 degrees because steam is 212 degrees.
Yeah, that's hot.
Yep. So, welcome to Drake's Well. The building itself was built in 1945, and it's a board-by-board replica based off the photographs of John Mather, and you saw his display there in the museum. Now, the well and the building are on the national records of historical sites and historical buildings. So, for the building, that means that every board in this building has a number and a size. So if we have to replace a board, like we did this spring on the roof when part of a tree came through it,
Okay, I noticed that.
those boards are the exact same size as the boards Colonel Drake put on his roof. There's no difference in size. Now, what you see in front of you is a 6.5 horse steam engine, and it represents what Colonel Drake had purchased. Fortunately, we know exactly what the Colonel purchased because we have his notebook and his ledger in the museum. In it, he writes that he ordered a Lindell, Murphy, and Hershey style steam engine from Erie Iron Works in Erie, PA, and he paid the unbelievable sum of $500, and that included the wood-fired boiler, and that's what's hidden behind the brick wall. Now, that $500 in today's money would be pretty darn close to $20,000, so quite the investment for the Seneca Oil Company. This particular steam engine has steam at both ends, so it's powered in both directions. Comes equipped with a pretty good sized fly ball governor and a pretty heavy one. I was told those balls weigh 7 pounds each. Now, we've all heard the term balls to the walls or balls out. That means turn it all the way up. In the case of this governor, it allows this engine to run at the incredible speed of 25 revolutions a minute. But the machine gets most of its power from the flywheel. This particular flywheel weighs 907 pounds, nearly half a ton. The power is then put into the pitman arm up to the walking beam. At the far end of the walking beam, down in the well, the exact spot that Colonel Drake and Uncle Billy drilled their well, 69.5 feet, I will be pumping up 100% pure Pennsylvania grade crude oil. Take it off. Oh, we have oil coming out. Turn it off so I can hear your questions if you have any.
Okay. Was that the actual, is that real oil coming out of the ground?
Yeah.
That we just saw?
The oil that we circulate there, because that's a sealed well, sealed case.
Okay.
The oil that's in here, and you can buy some in the little souvenir bottles in the gift shop there. It all comes from the same place. It comes from the McClintock well, #1, the world's oldest producing oil well. And that well was drilled in 1861.
Okay.
Yes. And this is what crude oil smells like if you've never smelled it before. Smells like money, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Now, this is referred to as light sweet crude.
Okay.
Light refers to the viscosity of it. Sweet, the valuable part. Little to no sulfur. Crude, because it hasn't been refined yet. Now, Pennsylvania crude has always been known to make the best lubricants in the world. You've heard of Quaker State, Pennzoil.
Right.
They all had their headquarters here in Oil City at one time. And we make the best lubricants because we are paraffin based.
Okay.
This is paraffin. The Indians taught the settlers how to use this on cuts, burns, as an insect repellent, and a sunscreen. You have it in your medicine cabinet today. You know it as Vaseline.
Vaseline.
Petroleum jelly, yes. Gentleman from New York figured out a way to purify it. He made millions. Now, one of the big problems we have in Pennsylvania is whenever we pump our oil out, we get this nasty stuff.
Okay.
And that is salt water or brine. That's because we live in a salt dome, the same salt that they mine underneath Lake Erie. And it's a problem for us because we have to pay to get rid of our brine.
Right.
So that comes right off your profits. Now, with the price being up in the low 90s right now, the guys around here will be selling off their crude because they can make a respectable profit even after paying to get rid of the brine. Now, I get a lot of people ask me, is there oil still down there? Oh, yes, there is. You drive around, you see these pumping jacks along the road in the fields. Is there oil there? Yes. But how much are you willing to risk to see how much is
I know some of them were running at one time and then they don't run no more. What's that mean? Does that mean there's no more oil there? Or?
No, what that means is a perfect example is a McClintock well. They pump it once a year on average, and it produces about 50 barrels of crude oil.
Okay.
But they have to pump it for almost a week to get rid of the 3,000 to 5,000 barrels of brine water. So if you owned that well, you would go bankrupt rather quickly.
Wow, all right.
See, so that's what happens to the well. They don't typically go dry, they become unprofitable.
Now, I do happen to see some of those wells in people's private property.
Yes.
Now, do they get some kind of commission from that as well, too, or what?
It depends. Whether they have the rights, they bought the rights back, or it's still in a lease.
Okay.
So in most cases, it's on a lease. So that property owner may have a deal with the guy that's in charge of taking care of the lease, where they get up 10% of the profits out of the well or something. Yes. I
noticed that too. The Monster Canned Drunk. Was that something that Edward drank at the time?
That's mine. We try to keep things as historical correct as we can. Yeah.
I saw that
That's
there.
Why I keep it off to the side.
Yeah. There you go. There's the true guy that was doing the drinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to head over into the museum.
Okay. You haven't been in there yet?
Not yet.
Oh, boy, you'll spend some time there.
Yeah, it's been years.
You'll spend the rest of the day there, probably.
Yeah. So, we're going to head inside and see what's there. I appreciate your time and take the time out to show
this.
us.
They pay me for it.
Yeah. You're getting paid, so.
Well, I'm here by the graces of Friends of Drakewell, the nonprofit.
Right.
The lady in the gift shop is also getting paid by Friends of Drakewell. In fact, everything in the gift shop is Friends of Drakewell. The governor only gives us 6%. So I encourage you to buy a trinket or two to take home and help out Friends of Drakewell.
Right.
Yes, they also, with some of their fundraising efforts of Friends of Drakewell, they have kids tours from the schools, and those funds help pay for the kids' admission costs, and more importantly, the transportation costs.
Okay.
So we get schools from further away. We average in May, Wednesday through Friday, 100 plus kids per day coming through. So the kids are learning Pennsylvania and American history here.
It's been many, many years since I was in here.
Yeah. And things change.
As a kid, yeah, and I noticed I heard the museum change too.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, they're constantly changing exhibits. And then they have some traveling exhibits that'll come in and stay here for a year or 2 years, and then they'll move out, and something else will go in the corner. That's usually the corner that, as you head towards the restrooms, the corner right there is an area where they're changing out almost yearly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you.
Sure thing.
On
Enjoy
there.
your day.
And thanks for your time.
Sure thing.
Again, I appreciate it. We'll take a look in the museum then.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. There you have it. We're going to head inside the museum that is straight ahead of us. We'll take a walk on over. We're going to head inside. That was pretty interesting. Plus, I never saw that thing running as far as I can remember. Like I said, I haven't been here in a long time. So, we shall see. Okay? So, we're going to head inside. Uh-oh. Looks like there's a dead owl on the picnic bench here. I bet when he hit the bench, he said, "Ow!" They got different music, different oil. It says, did you know that all oils does not smell the same? Some are sweet and some are not. And they actually take a sniff of the oil samples. Let's try Saudi Arabia right here. Yeah, not too bad. Well, here's a model of the, well, you see, and you can look over there. You can see the drake outside the window. Wow. Some oil. Here's a photographer. Photographer rooms, Chase and Stewart's block. Matthew photographer. Got all kinds here. Wolf's Head motor oil. They got, I don't have my mic on, so I'm going to try to talk a little bit louder into the camera as we go by. Then we got the Quaker State motor oil. A lot of great stuff here. Look at this. Definitely do not want to touch. This thing here grew through the years. Definitely different from last time I had been in here. Definitely. This here, they're asking which item has no oil. Within the derrick is one item that contains no oil. And the answer is the back of the picture frame. Let's take a look and see. Answer, the glass salt shaker and salt. The aluminum lid on the salt shaker is manufactured with a polymer additive refined from crude oil. Pretty interesting. Yeah, let's take a look all through here. A lot of stuff here you cannot touch. They have. This is a meter prober. Come over here. Okay, this here has. Okay, there we go. A little slide shift that they got going on. And we'll head over here. The Auto Torpedo Company. In Duke Center, Pennsylvania. So, yeah, I have to remember to talk a little louder because I don't have my mic on. I'm just talking through the mic through the camera, so. Face to Face with Eternity. This is from the Titusville Herald on June 9th, 1892. Yeah, I got all kinds of great stuff here. The guy, Wood King from 1892. It's inscribed the flood of June 5th of 1892. Found in the ruins, this king was discovered in the attic of a Titusville house in the 1990s. Wow, there you go. Here we have blazing blazes. It's a Colonel Drake steam pumper that you see here. Oil tank fires. It says a drop of oil and gas in your life every day. So I guess all this has all kinds of items here. Wow. This place has gotten huge since the last time I was in here. A lot of something with fishing lures, outdoor chair, band-aids, no camera. Every person in the United States uses approximately 3 gallons of oil every day. The United States produces 7 million barrels of oil per day. We use 20 million barrels. Where do the other 13 million barrels come from? Canada, Mexico, Venezuela, Middle East. I'm going to go with E. There we go. All the above. That's kind of given. They always say all the above. It's basically all the above. Oh, look at this. See, they got products inside the tanks, which shows they use oil refineries. Here's a refinery, a little model of it. Coming through here, the oil is how it changes life. Things that we used every day. I just show different products that they have here. I'll turn over here to the Quaker State products. I have an old truck here that they use. And Pennzoil. We have all kinds of curbside gas pumps. These are gas pumps that they have. And then here's some marketing products that they have. These are oils for every motor. Refineries in northwestern Pennsylvania created new petroleum products and promoted their own brands to broaden markets. Look at this. Huh? Okay, wow. Take a look through here. I'm not going to be able to go through everything here, so I'm just going to kind of browse through everything. So if you're ever in Titusville, Pennsylvania, make sure you stop at the Drake Whale Museum, and you'll be able to see all this in person. Just kind of take a look at everything here, all the antiques. This is, believe it or not, John Wilkes Booth cane of 1864. There's a picture of him now with the cane. This is the Pit Hole City. Okay, Pit Hole City of 1865 to 1877. This is Matthew's studio, photography studio. Yeah. So much here. Wow. Lots of artifacts here. Take a look here at some of the things. John D. Rockefeller over here. Ida M. Tarbell over here. Uh-oh, looks like she sees me. Oh, she's disappearing. Okay. Let's see what goes on here.
Good day. I understand you wish to become an investigative journalist. Well, this disagreement between Miss Tarbell and Mr. Rockefeller is a subject where I need some help. You see, Mr. Rockefeller used his considerable business skills to create one of the biggest companies in the nation, the Standard Oil Company. Miss Tarbell used her considerable skills as a journalist to question Mr. Rockefeller's accomplishments.
Okay. Oh. Okay, we'll start here. Wow. Had a lot going on here. A whole lot going on. I have to try to remember to talk a little louder because I don't have my mic on. So I'll walk through here and see what they have. There's just so much here. This museum grew since I've been here. And they have refineries, new method. They're making gasoline. This is Tires Refinery. Different times we use bottled gas, gasoline, plastic, and chemicals. Aviation fuel oil for lamps. Diesel fuel heating oil. Lubricating oil wax. Fuel for ships and factories. Surfacing for roofs and roads. Here's petroleum gases, gasoline, kerosene, gas oil, wax and lubricants, fuel oil, asphalt, and bitumen. Wow. And they have them all in little bottles. Yeah, we're just kind of going to take a look. There's so much here. And we see a lot of this too outside. United Natural Gas Company. SS Frank Haskell, Wilmington, Delaware. Model of an oil tanker, Arctic Sea, of 1959. Okay, we have measuring oil with a pole. This is what they use. It's called a gauger. So each one has numbers listed, but I cannot really be here all day explaining each one or each number. So that's another reason why I say you have to come in to do a look at the. This is pretty neat. Now it's funny the way you see them dressed back in the days.
Before railroads and pipelines, the best route out of the oil region was by water, down Oil Creek to the Allegheny River to the refineries in Pittsburgh. The journey began at the well. Heavy barrels filled with oil were hauled over primitive roads in teamster wagons. At the water's edge, the barrels were loaded onto flatboats. But when the water was too low for the oil-laden boats, oil producers employed a method developed by lumber companies called a pond freshet.
Okay, I don't know how long that would play.
Old-timer George W. Brown tells the story this
Kind of come through here. Wow. A lot of great stuff. Oh, they have 3D glasses for something. Not sure what they have. They have here, you can see the 3D glasses. We'll kind of take a walk through here. That's why I say there's so much here, so much information. I can't really give you all
The
the...
pond freshet diorama is full of additional details that may or may not be factual, like the clown on the bridge. Do you see it? Look to the left. A large flatboat has careened toward town, hitting the left bridge abutment. And to the right, a barge almost sneaks through, only to have its sides splintered in a collision.
See, I'm not sure how long that will go on. That's what I mean. Wow.
It takes a keen eye to spot these things, just as it took a keen eye to successfully navigate on pressure.
Not a great history here. Got the Quaker State barrel. Also PA. Nellie's metal barrel. Wow. Nitroglycerin. Kaboom. Yeah, there's a lot through here. Just I have to run through it real quick and maybe pick up a little gap. This is making nitroglycerin, waxy oil. A lot of stuff you didn't know about in the oil industry. Definitely. How Drake drilled for oil. Look at that. Here's Drake engine house we were at. It was built in 1946. No, 45, I'm sorry. It was photographed by John Mather in 1861, where only the well is real. And here's the man of the hour, Edward L. Drake. There it is. Drake's invalid chair of 1875. Drake's top hat. This was the man. Some of the drilling rigs that you see here. And these are the derricks that they used. And you have a forest of derricks. Derricks under construction in Dennis Run Tidiute of 1865. Yeah. All kinds of great stuff. Wow. Trying to believe what they have here, huh? Wow. And then we have the rotary drilling, grinding through rock. As you can see, these devices will actually drill through rock to get to the oil. Maintaining wells. I wish I could just go through this whole, look at this. You can actually spend almost a half a day, at least a few hours. Let's kind of take a look how these oil wells and stuff look back then. They have sounds of the oil fields.
Do you know the sounds of the oil fields? To play, listen to the sound and guess its source by pressing the blue buttons. If you're wrong, keep guessing. Now listen carefully.
Not sure if I won or what. Okay, so much for that. We'll head over here. As I said, there's a lot in this museum. A lot of information. Wow. And to look over here. A lot of sample of the oil, sand samples. They have a lot of sand samples. I'm not sure what this is. No, I think this is some kind of a room. Not sure. And I think in here is a movie theater about Colonel Edward Drake. I'm not sure, but if this is the same movie that was produced, I don't know what year, but it had Vincent Price, I think it was, that played Colonel Edward Drake back then. I have to look that up, but I'm just going by memory. It was a pretty interesting movie. I'll ask the lady, maybe she'll know. A lot of lanterns here. Wow. They have this little mat here, 1859 Drake Well, in 1891, 1929, 1970, 2004, and 2059. Question: how much more? Look at this. Someone look at all the drakes that they have all through here. A lot through here. You can see, make it look like the top of the valley. So much. Okay, that concludes this video. Over here at the Drake Well. You can see it in the background. Let me see here. There you go. You can see it there. But yeah, wow, it's clearing up. We got the sun out, everything else. So I'm gonna head back. Look at that. Take a look over here. Here, layout of the park. There's much more to see. You have to almost walk way back there. You know, if I had a little time, which I don't, like I said, I got things I have to take care of here in town. But if you do happen to be near or in Titusville, Pennsylvania, make sure you stop here. Take a look. Give yourself at least 2-3 hours of that. So again, thanks for coming to my channel, stopping by, learn what I can give you of the Drake Well, of the Colonel Edward Drake, that first discovered oil here in Titusville, Pennsylvania. I appreciate you stopping by, and catch me in my next video. Well, tell you what, let's head into the gift shop. Okay, I just kind of went through the museum, not the museum, but the gift shop. There was a bunch of people in there, so I figured, but come to Titusville, stop inside. So, you guys, thanks for stopping. See you in my next video. Please subscribe, it helps out. So I'll catch you in my next video. You have a good one.